What's up, YouTube? It's Razor. So, made another Exodia deck. This is Exodia deck number 16. Made a lot of these. A lot of Exodia decks in the past. And you guys seem to like my Exodia decks that I've made in the past. Surprisingly, the Exodia decks that I've made didn't really get a lot of dislikes. Every time I make an Exodia deck, I feel like it's going to get a lot of dislikes because I know Exodia is not the most liked deck, and especially on YGO Pro, people will bash you for using Exodia. But you guys seem to like the Exodia decks, and I like to make Exodia decks, so figured I'd make another one. I wanted to use Exodia with Sears Passbook, so that's the main reason why I wanted to make this Exodia deck. I just wanted to try this card out in Exodia. It just seems like it would be very good in Exodia decks. So, this is the main reason why I made the deck. But this deck is a Lefty Righty Tuningware Synchro Exodia deck. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but you'll see if you see the title, you'll know what it's called. But I haven't thought of a name for the deck yet. But anyway, we run all 5 pieces of Exodia. We run Lefty Righty Driver, so when Lefty's special summon, he can increase its level by 1 to level 3. And when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to search Righty Driver from your hand, or from your deck to your hand. With Righty Driver, you special summon Lefty Driver from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And that's pretty much it. And these give you instant access to needle fiber. So, that's something to keep in mind. Next up we got Tuningware. So Tuningware and Righty Driver will give you access to Formula Synchron, which will net you two draws. Because Tuningware gets you 1 draw, and then Formula Synchron gets you another draw. And that brings me into the next card, Synchro. So you synchro with Righty Driver and Tuningware to go into Formula, and then you desynchro. And then you draw 2 more cards. And if you draw another desynchro, you can use it again. You can just keep doing it. So essentially, if you have 3D synchros, you could draw up to 6 cards if you draw 3. Because 2 each time, 2 draws each time. So that's pretty good. 1 day a piece, obviously staple in Exodia deck, Soul Charge, pretty good card in this deck. Can get you back Tuningware and Righty Driver. And this is the card I went over earlier, and that's the main reason why I made the deck. Sears Passbook, so you banish 3 cards on top of your deck, and then in 3 turns you can add them to your hand. So that's insane. I've already used this deck with Magical Musketeers, so you can check that out on my channel if you want to, but it was called Sears Passbook's the deck, or Magical Passbook was the deck that I made. It was Magical Musketeers with this card. Next up we got Upstart, which is staple in Exodia. If it was at 3, I'd run 3 of it. Monster Reborn. Get you back Tuningware, Righty Driver, depending on what you need. Magical Mallet, because you run Magical Mallet in Exodia decks. I don't think I've ever used an Exodia deck without Magical Mallet. Just so good. Because you could draw a bunch of cards, and then you could put all the cards back that aren't Exodia pieces, and then you could potentially draw another piece that you need, so it's very good. It's staple in Exodia decks, but you don't really want to run 3 of it because it's bricky. 2's enough. Power Duality, it does crash this deck with Righty Driver and Lefty Driver, but Duality's really good in Exodia. But something to keep in mind, if your opponent knows you're playing Exodia, they may just surrender. Because people in YGO Pro do not like Exodia decks. I've mentioned that earlier. They do not like Exodia decks, so you may want to think twice about running this card. I was thinking about taking it out, but I left it in. Alright, another reason why I made this deck, Iron Draw. So if you have Righty Driver and you special summon Lefty Driver, that'll give you instant access to Iron Draw. So you'll be able to draw 2 cards. And you only really need to special summon once after that anyway, so the drawback of Iron Draw doesn't really matter. But basically you can't, after you use this, you can't special summon it only one time after you use this, so just keep that in mind, but it's not really going to matter in this deck. Next up we got Triple Draw Muscle, which you have monsters with under 1,000 defense. And if they're in defense mode, you can draw a card, and also that card can't be destroyed by battle this turn. So that's pretty good. It's good for stall. You draw a card, which is always good in Exodia. And most of the cards in here have under 1,000 defense. So, very nice. Wabaku and Threatening War for stall power. Because you want to stall with Exodia decks, obviously. So, and then for the Synchros, we got Shooting Razer Dragon, which you can summon off Needle Fiber. Coral Dragon, summon off Needle Fiber, which also gets you a draw. Razer Dragon can send Tuningware or one of the drivers if you need them in the grave to bring them back. Coral Dragon's draw, TGI Pro Baron's draw, TG Wonder Magician's draw power. When it's destroyed, you draw a card. I already went over Formula Synchron earlier, Needle Fiber, obviously staple in Synchro decks. And these are, I didn't mean to have that in there. I don't know why these are still in here, because I was going to make a Mechlord Exodia deck, but it didn't really work out. I scrapped the Mechlord Exodia that I made. But anyway, that's it for this deck. It's my Lefty Righty Tuningware Synchro deck. Or Synchro Exodia deck. I don't know what I'll title it yet, but you'll see at the title, whatever it's called. But anyway, thanks for watching, and later.